Born without a portion of his left arm, Kayleb Wagner is hoping to continue his record-breaking success from high school, no matter the odds. Now let's take a look at his story.
I'm Kayleb Wagner. I'm from Baker, Florida. I play running back here at SIU. It was definitely rough growing up, but it made me who I am today, and I'm grateful for it. It was a lot like Carbondale in a sense, like it was a small town. Community was all involved in sports, really football. So Friday nights the game was packed out. But you go like 45 minutes up the road and you got Destin, Florida. And you go the other way, an hour, you got Pensacola. So, a small town, but there's a lot of things around. I got into football because when I was like 5, 6, like Pee Wee, when you first start, my cousins played it right up the road and I was always with them. So like I wanted to play football because they did it, we always hung out. So like, why not? Yeah, I didn't even know it happened till later that night. It was like my coaches, they all went to Waffle House afterwards. Well, I guess like the news media guy was there because it was kind of like a big game. Like they were like, I wouldn't say a rival because they were like a way bigger school than us, but they had a 4-star Georgia tight end commit, a 3-star Air Force quarterback commit, and a receiver committed to South Florida. So it was kind of a big game. And they texted me later that night and were like, you had 535 yards or something like that, and you broke the record. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, I didn't think anything about it at the time until it like kind of blew up, and I was like, oh. It was very rough, having one arm and everything, and the whole situation, everybody not wanting to take the risk. I talked to several schools around in the Division I area. Army actually offered me, and I talked to them for like a month after they offered, and then they wound up pulling my recruitment because they didn't know I had one arm. They didn't even find out until my mom said something about it. So, that was rough, but at the same time, I got to keep my head up and know that everything happens for a reason, and I'm at SIU for a reason. When I came on my unofficial visit, I think I stood out there outside the team room. Everybody, I think, came by and gave me a fist bump that day. And I was like, it's like a family. Everybody plays for each other. And it was a small town area, small town feel. So my mom, thought that maybe that'd help me feel like closer to home and I wouldn't get so homesick and everything. So I was kind of like, yeah, you're right. And I want to go play there. And plus in the FCS is when I'm in the best conference. So, that helps. So I'm not gonna lie, when I scored, I was like, I had this whole thing talked up, like if I score today, I'm gonna do this celebration, I'm gonna do this, but it all kind of went out the window, the emotions and the adrenaline rush you get scoring your first touchdown, it was definitely different. The SIU community, like I said, it was a lot like my community back home, so playing in front of fans, like the SIU community and the fans and everything, it definitely helps because you're playing for more than you're playing for more than like your teammates, you're playing for a community. Because I see my college career taking off. The first couple of years, red shirt and everything, it's definitely a process. But I feel like once I get to know the plays and once I get to know what I'm really doing, I feel like I can see it taking off pretty good. Yeah. When I'm lifting, I gotta make adjustments. I got a prosthetic for like bench and stuff. But like there's other stuff that like push press and stuff people like do, and it's different. Like I gotta use like bands, a lot of band workouts and stuff. Which it's not as heavy, but it still works. So. Working out is just a part of it, and if you don't like working out in the weight room and everything, I feel like that's a lot harder on your body than being out here. You got pads and stuff on, working out in the weight room is like a mental thing kind of also. You got to be here at 6 o'clock in the morning, lift all that weight, do this, do that. So I feel like that's a big part of it, and I feel like if you don't love that, then you ain't gonna love being out here playing. Don't ever let somebody tell you can't do something because you can always do it. And just stuff like that, because if I'm doing it and, some people like, oh, they want to make an excuse for themselves. They're like, well, this guy's doing it. Like, what excuse do I have for, just go out there and do it? I guess. Because, I feel like people lie, stuff happens, but numbers and stats don't lie. So if you look at my numbers and stats, like you can't say I'm not a good ball player. Yeah, I love football, and I don't know. I feel like, the last couple of years I got here, I feel like, it kind of opens your eyes to things, and like I don't know if I could ever be happy or enjoy life without being around the game of football.